Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Carnelian Moon book launch. It is a beautiful opportunity for me to share even more authors with you. Thank you so much for being a part of today and for being a part of this book launch with Kylie Beaudry and Kristy Haigh, who have just released and published their latest book, Becoming a Butterfly. So welcome, Kristy and Kylie. It is beautiful to have you here and all of your wonderful guests. Thank you so much for joining us. You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Okay. We're so excited to be here. Thank you,
Yes,
Judith, for putting
thank
all
you.
of this together.
It's one of those things when you have a vision to write a book and you have an idea of how to get it out there. So what is the reason that each of you decided that this was the book that you wanted to get out there for now? Do you want to share that with our listeners right now?
Sure, Kylie, do you want to go first?
Sure. So for me, with the chapters that I wrote in this book, it was something that felt very personal and something that just kind of came naturally. Like it felt like a story that just had to be told, and it had to be told now in my way. And I reached out to Kristy to help me with it because I figured the two of us would have different stories with a different contrast. When I reached out to her, I had no idea just exactly how magical this journey would be. It ended up being incredible.
That's beautiful.
I feel the exact same way. It was so funny because I feel like I'm always talking to my Aunt Jackie when these synchronicities come. I think I was probably 21 or 20, which was, I'm almost 30 now, so about 8 or 9 years ago, and we were sitting on a beach and I was like, I want to write a book. I want to be an author. I want to tell my story. But back then it wasn't the right time. You know, life happens and I didn't have the confidence to do it. And then it was Friday before the end of May this year. And I was talking to my aunt again, and I was like, I think I'm ready to write my story. I think, you know, I was so alone and I struggled by myself for so long. And I feel like what I have to say is really going to help somebody, but I don't know if this is the right time. My aunt's like, well, just sit with it. And I was like, I'm going to give it up to the universe. The universe is going to guide me here. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Monday came along. I did a live coaching session on self-beliefs. And right after I finished that, Kylie texted me and she's like, have you ever wanted to write a self-development book? And I was like, if that's not a sign from the universe, I don't know what is. So I was like, yes, hell yes, let's do it. And I feel like we complement each other beautifully. I feel like the contrast and the flow of our book couldn't have come together more like coherently than it has, and it was definitely the right time. And I always say Kylie was a literal answer to my prayer. So it was just the synchronicities lining up and just the empowerment of it all was perfect, just perfect.
And, you know, that is so important whenever everything lines up and it is what it is meant to be. And you just know that it is, and you feel that. And it's just one of those visceral things that it just is not going to go away until you actually step into it and bring it forth. So my meeting each of you was just so beautiful because you had such a beautiful vision about what you wanted to do. And it was very concise. You knew exactly what your journey was. You knew exactly what you had both gone through and what you both wanted to share with everyone. So what I want to do right now is maybe just ask each of you to very briefly share with us, why did you decide that this was the time to write your book? Can you give us that little bit of an insight as to what that nugget of information was for each of you?
For for me, besides asking the universe for a sign, I just felt very strongly, I'm very passionate about mental health. It can be a very taboo topic. It can be very shameful, and there was a lot of guilt around it. And, you know, for some, you walk in, day out, you feel like you're a burden, that you're not wanted, that you're not loved, that there's, you know, all these feelings of fear and failure and just all those low vibrational thoughts that come through. And I lived there for so long. And I've met people like Kylie, like me, like there's so many people I come across, and there's just such a wide spectrum of what mental health can look for each person, and what mental illness, what anxiety and depression can look like for different people. And I just really didn't want people to feel alone the way I felt. I wanted people to know that there are people out there that are going through these things and have made it out the other side, that have gone through that darkness and come out and still can create a life that's beautiful, that's, you know, that you wake up and you're like, I cannot wait to take on this day. And for me, that was like a calling. I was like, I need to let people know. I need to get it out there, and so that people can see that there's so many things that we can do, simple things, not even extravagant, you know, life-changing things. These are life-changing things, but it doesn't have to be so daunting. So that was my calling. I wanted to get out there and be like, you're not alone. And here's what we did to, you know, get through this, to navigate this, and to create that dream life that we always talk about.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kylie, how about you, hon?
Kristy's always so well spoken. I don't like going after her.
Sorry.
Like when she talks, I don't even remember what the question is because I'm so busy listening to what she's saying.
I love you. You're so great.
So we're just gonna roll with this. We're not, because I really don't remember the question.
Okay, so what was it that made you decide that now was the right time to write your book?
Okay. I've always enjoyed writing. I've always used that as a creative outlet, often poetry, but sometimes more journalistic writing. And so before I even knew I was writing a book, I was just writing. And that's when I was starting to read over it. And I'm like, this is something that could actually help other people. But it is very one-sided, which is when I reached out to Kristy. But there was never really a moment where I was like, I'm going to write a book. I had already written most of my chapters before I reached out to Kristy. It was just something that came naturally.
Okay, so you had actually written everything that you wanted to say, and then asked Kristy if there was anything she wanted to share as well. Like this was something you sort of just brought together spontaneously then.
Yeah, so what had happened was I wrote my chapters, and then I texted her and I asked her if she had ever thought about writing a book like this. And when she said yes, I said, great, what's your email? And I sent her everything I had, and I said, okay, it's up to you to fill in the rest. And that's kind of how it came to be. I know it's very bizarre, but that's what happened.
You know what, though? When it's right, that is perfect. It goes the way it is meant to go. And we always have that experience where if we're going to do something, the passion just drives us to move forward and say, okay, I know this person is going to help me do this. And it's one of those things where it's just like a huge leap of faith, right? So,
oh my gosh. Well, yes, I think about all these horror stories too of people working together and how difficult that is. But I'm not kidding. Every single decision that Kristy and I have had to make along this way, no question, we've been on the same page. Which, how crazy is that too? Normally there's going to be at least one thing that you'd have a difference of opinion on. Everything we both knew that we felt the exact same way about, just because we knew this is how it was meant to go out into the world.
And you know, that makes perfect sense, because from my perspective, even working with each of you, that is absolutely the most beautiful thing about having worked with each of you on this book, is that you are so in sync and coordinated in what your vision is and what your mindset is, in what your goal is towards getting this book out there for others to share. So it's been a wonderful experience working with both of you. And I love that each of you stepped into this with such incredible heart and incredible joy and stamina and clarity. Clarity has to be the number one thing there, because you brought this book together in a very short period of time, if you want to really look at it that way. And so it's one of those things where when you know it is meant to be, everything falls together and it just comes into place so beautifully. And this is one of those books that actually did do that. So I love what both of you have done. When I first spoke with each of you, it was like, wow, these ladies know what they're talking about and what they want to get out to the world and what they want to share. And each of you have such a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit about you. So I think that is one of the things that's going to come through in your book when people are reading it, is exactly how you think and what it is that you want to share with everyone. So thank you so much for stepping into this and really making a decision that moved you forward to share something that is actually really vulnerable. Both of you shared parts of yourselves that were very sort of open, just like, wow, look at what they're saying, look at what they're sharing with us. And it's one of those things that, as you said, Kristy, this is a taboo subject, and you both have opened it up so that it isn't quite taboo anymore. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. Your book is beautiful. I loved working with you. I loved working on it. So at this point, what I would like to do right now, Kylie, are you ready to read something in regards to your favorite passage of your book?
Yes, I am. So I haven't really looked at the book in a while, so this might not be one of the first things that I say, but I'm pretty sure it's the first thing that I say in the book. I said, I struggle with depression and anxiety. I do not want to say I am depressed and anxious because I am so much more than that. I am a young woman. I am compassionate. I am hardworking. I am creative and I am intelligent and I am a terrible cook and I am a horrible singer. That is who I am. Depression and anxiety are a part of me, but they are not all of me. So I wanted to share that because I personally feel as though that is very profound. Because often we say, I'm depressed. Well, okay, but there's so much more to you than that. And I don't think we should be living in this world of just depression and anxiety. Yes, that's important, but there's so much more to you than just that.
That's very true. And the one thing that a lot of individuals go through is beginning to define who they are by what they're experiencing. And depression is one of those things that is so all-encompassing sometimes. You just, it's like a black cloud that follows you wherever you go. And so your book speaks so beautifully to the fact that even though people are going through things like anxiety and depression and things that are really challenging, that isn't defining who they are, that there is so much more to each of them. So I love that you opened with that, and I love that you shared that, Kylie. It is important for everyone to know that mental health is such an important part of each of us, no matter who we are. We all go through these periods of ups and downs and transitions that we have to walk through. And some of them are obviously more challenging than others are. And so I think that sharing what you just shared, Kylie, is a beautiful way to begin to open that conversation and to share that we are all, you know, someone who is going through something at some point in time, but to always remember everything is temporary and nothing is forever as far as how we're feeling as we're moving through each of these emotions and these challenges that we're feeling. And it's always so important to reach out to people and to share with people. So thanks so much for that, Kylie. Okay, so at this point in time, I am very honored to be able to call on Shari Ecclestone. She is actually Shari's mom. She is, or sorry, Shari's mom, Kylie's mom. Sorry about that. She has supported all of Kylie's endeavors, no matter how wild or crazy they have been.
Oh,
So I'd like to give the floor to Shari right now. Thank you so much.
that is such a great introduction because Megan has been wild at times. But you know what? It's interesting. Months ago, I asked Megan or Kylie, sorry, honey, Kylie, if I could read her book, and she informed me no, that it was coming out in December and that I could wait to get a signed copy. So what she just read to me was totally, I have not heard this before. However, I find it interesting because, you know, she was talking about how you don't define yourself by your mental illness, but Megan has never defined herself by anything as long as I remember her. She's actually a twin. She has a twin sister, and she never considered herself the older twin or the nature, like the mothering twin, or she never has defined herself, which sets boundaries on yourself. And I've never, ever seen Megan set a boundary on herself. Like she could just accomplish anything. So I find that's very interesting that you picked that part of your book. And I am quite anxious to read the rest of it, but very proud of you and good for you. Good for you, kiddo.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. You know, mother love, eh? Sometimes we are the last to know about what our children are thinking or what they're going through. But I think it's beautiful. And actually, what we will do is we will actually give the information here in regards to Kylie has changed her name from Megan. Yeah, from Megan to Kylie. And, you know, I met Kylie as Megan. And so it took me a little while to actually start to think, oh, I have to change the email to reflect that. But it is one of those things that really shows that Kylie has stepped into her own in such a beautiful and magnificent way. She has literally traveled and journeyed and created this new level of who she is and who she wants to be going through the world. And I think that's beautiful. And Mom, I so honor you for being here today and for sharing your beautiful information with all of us. There's no doubt that you and Kylie have a beautiful, special relationship. And thank you so much for being here and for sharing what you've shared. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. And you can see why I've known her as Megan for years and years. So it's taking me a while to get used to this, but I apologize, my dear.
No,
I will get it right.
Exactly. Yes, it does. It does take a little bit of time sometimes to make those transitions, but thank you so much, Shari, for being who you
My
are
pleasure.
and for being here and for sharing with us. Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to call on Kristy's aunt, and I'd love to bring to the stage Jackie Haigh. Jackie?
Hi there. Oh my goodness. I am so honored to be on this call with you ladies. And Kylie, I've never met you. And Kristy, I've known you my whole life, your whole life. And I'm just so proud. I'm so proud and I'm so honored that you guys have really stepped in and shared your story so authentically, because people go through so much. And even, at my lovely age of whatever it is, yeah, have I been depressed? Yeah, have I been in that moment? Absolutely. And for you girls to share so raw and so authentically your stories, and then just give like a step by step of how you can walk through it with ease. I just was so moved by your book. Like I was so moved and so proud. And this is my mom, Joan, and Kristy. So this is Kristy's Nana behind me. And I said to Kristy, I'm her full-time caregiver. And Kristy said, you want me to keep talking? When Kristy says she wanted to write a book, I'm keeping notes about my journey with my mom called Journey with Joan. And so I'm like, well, do it. Like, write a book. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I can. I'm like, of course you can, So her and I've just been like this, and I'm so grateful. But my mom has dementia. So when I was reading Kristy's book the other day, my mom, she's sitting beside me, and I just thought, I'm just going to read the book to my mom. And I said, Mom, I go, Kristy Lee has written a book, and I was reading it to her. And when I was reading it, she was not, she's going to make you cry. But when I was reading it, she wasn't very, she's at a different stage right now. And so she wasn't very cognitive. But after I read it to her, it was like, she changed. It was like she came around and she was really cognitive in that moment. And I know that that your Nana is proud of you. And I'm just so honored to be on this call and to honor you for, stepping into all of your passions and just your journey, your journey in the past couple of years, Kristy. You really just kept stepping, and, things aren't going the right way, but you were willing to look outside of yourself and really, looking outside of yourself, doing the yoga and, reading the personal development books and, us taking the course together and just constantly elevating who you are in the world. And you are such a beautiful soul, and you guys are just going to soar by sharing this story. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this journey with you.
Oh, that is so beautiful, Jackie. Thank you.
I love you.
I'm sorry to make you cry.
I know. I was like, I'm going to be good. It's going to be okay.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just so beautiful. And the book is for anyone, whether you're going through anxiety or depression, but it's really, it's really just a wonderful tool for you to navigate your life and to make your days joyful and full of ease, because people are like, oh, that book's not for me. I don't have anxiety or depression. It's like, okay, wait. Just look at it like a book, because these girls have shared their story authentically, and they're giving you step by steps on how to navigate your days and have a joyful life, period. Whether you're 20, whether you're 14, whether you're 50, whatever, 50, wherever you are. So yeah, I'm so proud.
That is so.
Thank you.
Jackie, thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared. Kristy, would you like to say something?
No, I'm just a bottle of emotion over here.
That's okay, hon. That's okay. That's what all of these book launches that we do here at Carnelian Moon end up getting into. So please feel free.
No, I'm just so grateful for everybody that's been on this journey, from Kylie to your mom. It's so nice to meet you even on screen, and just to hear the perspectives, because when you're writing a book and you're going through and you're like, all right, it's out there. I don't know how it's going to be perceived. And, you know, me and Kylie, we talked about a lot of raw stuff. We got really real because we're like, we gotta be authentic with this because we're going to connect with some people on a really strong level. And it is just so beautiful to have, you know, your mom here, Kylie, Shari, and like my friend April and my aunt here, and just hearing all the, because we know, Kylie and I can see it. We're in it. We know what we're doing, but to see it recognized, and I know we don't need that validation, but to see it recognized from the outside and to see our hard work, you know, already making an impact in the few short days is just, it moves me. It does. I'm overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You're such a beautiful heart, both of you. Both of you have an amazing connection with people. Each of you are going to touch lives that you don't even know yet are going to be touched. There's going to be somebody who is going to pick up your book months or years from now, and it's going to connect with them. And you are going to have been the catalyst to them beginning to realize that if you could do it, they can do it. And mental health is something that is so challenging for so many. And I come from an area where I understand in a way the challenges that can come up with mental health and the level of just not knowing where you want to go, or that it is so bleak that you cannot even imagine another day stepping forward and doing the same thing that you've done the day before and the day before that, because nothing seems to work. It is so important for everyone, and especially because we are actually walking through a situation right now where there was a well-known individual who left us very recently, very shockingly. Reaching out to those we love and to those that we care about and just saying, how are you? You know, I'm here for you. Let me listen to you. Is there something you want to say to me? Is there something I can help you with? Just being that individual who is there to do nothing more than listen. That is so important. And I'm actually ruining my makeup because of this. It is so important. Your book, ladies, is so timely. We have been through such a transition, 2 years of being isolated and all of these things that are taking place. And so many people are dealing with, you know, private demons that they don't want anyone else to know about. But it is time for us to all say, let's come out. Let's share with one another. Let's be kinder. Let's be gentler with each other, because there's so much animosity out there right now, and it is so challenging for everyone. And your book is going to share a part of the, let's get out there. Let's do something about what we are doing. Let's take care of us. Let's be self-aware. Let's move forward. Let's support one another. Jackie, thank you so much for your message. Shari, thank you so much for your message. Both of you have contributed so beautifully to this book launch. Thank you. So what I want to do now is I want to do a second reading with Kristy. So Kristy, would you like to share with us, please, your favorite passage of your book?
I mean, I love all of it. So I would sit here and read the whole book, but I can't. So, okay, let me just bring it up here. Okay. Have you ever heard the expression, what you focus on grows? Well, my anxiety was what I focused on. I created a world that was led by anxiety, a life of isolation by my own design, an internal prison of my own making. It was how I was identifying myself. I can't do this because I have anxiety, or I am so stressed. This was my story for most of the time until I realized it didn't have to be. I could create a life of love, full of beautiful and abundant moments. I could rewrite this story. For crying out loud, I wasn't even the main character in this story. I was the one who sometimes made appearances when something remotely happy happened. Can you guess who was taking the lead? That's right, anxiety was the star of this show. How sad is that? It was like being in a toxic relationship, but instead of being with another person, I was with myself. The anxiety made all the decisions, all the plans, and I was living in a world where I was barely surviving. When you think of your one and precious life, do you want to just survive it? No, you want to freaking live it, enjoy it, feel it. Yes, feel it. To really feel what it means to be alive. So how does one go from living a life of busy, anxious, and depressed mind to one that isn't defined by it? Well, this is mine and Kylie's journey back to truly living. Though our experiences may vary, mental health is just as important as your physical health, and we are here to guide you through what has helped us redefine ourselves. My loves, we aren't our anxiety or our depression. Our hope for you is that you can find at least one thing in our book that you can embody and get back to being the main character of your life, to transform from the caterpillar into the beautiful, soulful, vibrant butterfly.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Kylie, or Kristy. Oh my gosh. Too many K's.
I know.
Oh, it is one of those things where you share so much of yourself and you are so vulnerable. And you often wonder, like, can I get this out there? Can I actually send this out to the world for others to read? And I have to commend both you and Kylie, because a lot of authors, they write beautiful work and they have such vulnerable stuff inside their messages, and then they hold on to them and they don't let them go. They don't share them with the rest of the world. You two ladies were just there. Here you go. This is this is it. This is all of us, and this is what we want you to be able to glean from our journey. And I think that that is so beautiful, and it is so precious, and it's one of those things that I would love all authors to understand, is that when you get a vision and a nudging to write your book, let it go. Let it get out there, because obviously your message is meant to be heard and read and seen by everybody who needs to receive it. Not everyone is going to want the book, but those who do need the book will receive it one way or another. They'll receive it as a gift. They'll receive it as a, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was out here kind of thing. It is one of those things that is so important. So giving your message breadth to get out to the world and sharing it, no matter how vulnerable you feel, it's important, because even if one person is touched by what you have to say and what you have to share, that is one more person in the world who has been given a gift from you that is so important. So thank you both, Kylie, Kristy. Your work is beautiful. I have loved working with you. And I should mention here that all of the illustrations of this beautiful book have been created by both Kylie and Kristy. And
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
They were all created by Kristy. I had nothing to do
oh
with
my
it.
You had so much input, don't even.
It was Kristy. She did a phenomenal job.
We both had input in it. We both decided.
Okay, so the idea of some of them was Kylie's, and the vision of some of them were Kylie's, and Kristy was the pen, I
The
guess.
vessel. Yeah, to
There
make
you
it
go.
happen.
There you go. There you go. I love that. I love that. I think it's absolutely beautiful whenever an author and authors decide that they are not only going to express themselves through written word, but through visual word as well. You know, the ebook itself, we had to keep it at a smaller size so that people would want to download it and read it. There are some of the images that are available through the ebook, but there are plenty more images that are coming through the paperback. So even though you have actually purchased or you have read through Kindle Unlimited the ebook itself, you still don't have it all. You will have to buy the paperback in order to receive all of the essence from both of these amazing, beautiful authors. So I am highly encouraging you to take advantage of that when the paperback is available. It will be out shortly, and we will be sharing that on both Carnelian Moon as well as on all of the social media networks that Kylie and Kristy are available to. Okay, so let me just say right now, because probably some of you are sitting here and going, well, all right, so where are we supposed to get these wonderful books from? So let me just get the information here, because my screen is not wanting to share the way that I want it to. So hold on a sec. Okay, so for anyone who would love to receive and read the Kindle book currently, you can actually get it if you are a Kindle Unlimited subscriber for free. You can read the book on Amazon.com, which is in the USA. So the USA link is amzn.to/3U, capital N as in Norman, small b, capital O, capital W, and I. You can go there in the US. You can also get the book in Canada, which is on amzn.to/3, what is that? Small I, capital V, small s, B, capital C, and P. And that is the Canadian link. I will actually be putting these links in the replay for you so that you have those available. And they'll also be in the video itself when we do the replay there. And then we also have UK viewers who are going to be able to get the book as well through amzn.to/3, capital F, small u, capital O, capital R, and small m, small x. So you can get the book through there as well. And again, those links are all going to be available for you in the replay, as well as in the post on Facebook and on our social media sites all over the place. Okay, so now we are going to go to the beautiful April best Sararas?
Sararas. That's a tricky one.
Sararas. Okay, hon.
Oh, no, thank you
Okay.
so much.
So let me just go in here and give a little bit of information about April. April is one of Kristy's best friends. Together, they've been on their own self-development journeys, as well as supporting one another along the way. April is a kind and loving soul and always comes through with her creative and ambitious ideas. April, I'd love to give the floor to you now, hon.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a wonderful intro. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so unbelievably proud of Kristy. I don't even think there's words to say how amazing this is. Funny enough, I remember, well, I know Kristy's been wanting to write a book for a number of years. And when she told me, she says, I'm working with Kylie, I'm gonna write a book. I was like, that makes sense. Yeah, that's 100%. That makes so much sense in your journey. Like you've been on this wonderful journey for years now, and I'm just so unbelievably grateful that I've been part of that journey the whole way. I feel like I'm summarizing everything, but what I really love, I think it's been said a few different times, is how this book and Kristy are going to touch people's lives, and you're going to make a difference. You're going to be supporting people when they need that, and that is the epitome of Kristy. Oh my gosh, and through our whole relationship, she's been that person that I can always rely on. She's there. She's my cheerleader. She's my supporter. She's my motivator. I've learned so much from Kristy in her development journey, and she constantly is motivating me to do more. As you know, Kristy took her yoga certification, told me all about it, and immediately I'm like, I want to do that too. And that was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever done. To travel to India, all because of Kristy and just her motivation. She's a really beautiful soul, and I know it's going to come out in the book. I'm a paperback person, so I'm waiting for my paperback. I'm excited, but I know it's going to come out in that book of all of your knowledge, all of your support of the whole community, the whole world, and really that motivation that you're going to help people, through their tough times. Kristy also, she has a gift. I swear she knows what a person wants and needs in a moment, because I've had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of adventures, I like to call them, not mistakes. And I remember one time I was back in university, I had boy trouble, and I reached out to Kristy, who's always there. And she must have known exactly what I needed in that moment, because she's like, we're going to California, let's go. And so we flew to California. She was this wonderful bright light, just turned my whole world around. She just has this absolute wonderful energy, and she just loves and cares for everybody. And I'm so excited that you're now going to share that with the whole world at this point. Because I just know you're going to do amazing things, and this book is just one of those stepping stones to really help people around you. That's your passion, and you're on this wonderful journey and have a gift that I'm so grateful that you're able to share with everybody. So thank you for being in my life. And thank you for having me. It's been a wonderful journey for sure to now, and I'm grateful, and I'm so proud of you. Love you.
I love you too, man. I'm just all tears today.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, April, thank you so much for being here. And all of you, really, this is, just so heartwarming, and just to feel the love and support that we have here. It's just incredible. It's amazing. Oh. I don't know why I put on makeup. Like, there's no point. Oh.
That's what the book launch is all about, getting rid of your makeup.
Who needs remover?
Exactly. Oh, ladies, it has been such a beautiful experience to share this with each of you. Kristy, you've got beautiful flowers there. Are those special?
Yes, I wanted Kylie to see them, because one of the dance studios that I work at, the owner, she's been absolutely incredible. We've gone in through an amazing journey this past year, and I got a call today saying that flowers are being delivered, and I was like, flowers. So I was like, okay. So I came home so that they could be delivered, and it's for our book. So I wanted to share with Kylie because this is to us. This is to our this is to our journey together, and getting this book out there and continuing to express our authentic selves. So I made sure that they were in the shop because I wanted you to see them.
That's so sweet. Please let them know I say thank you too.
I will. Yeah, it was a gift, and I've had so many celebrations and congratulations, and we did it. We did it. It's out there. We're published authors, and I'm so proud, and I'm so grateful for you, Kylie, and this journey, and I'm just endless gratitude. Like, I can't say it enough. So yeah, these flowers are to us.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.
I have so much to say to you, but I'm better when I put it in a letter on your doorstep and run away before
You do. She does. She leaves me little gifts. She's like, I appreciate you and everything you do.
The only thing I really have to say to you right now is I'll send you what I have for book number 2 later on tonight. Okay?
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds so good.
Book number 2. Love it, love it, love it.
We're ready to go.
Yep.
This is awesome. This is so awesome. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what would each of you like to say right now? If you could say anything to those who are listening, to your beautiful guests, and thank each one of you for being here. What would you like to share with them? What would you share with your readers right now? What would you want them to receive from all of the work that you've done and all of the gifts that you've shared with them in your book?
Okay.
You want to go first, or you want me to go
Sure.
first?
I saw you muted yourself. I'm like, oh, that's my cue. I'll go. Okay. I think, well, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been along on the journey. I think I don't want to say we couldn't have done it without their support, because I think we could have done it, but it was certainly made easier with the support of people around us. But I think on that note, the most important thing that I want people to take away is to thank yourself. We're sitting here constantly thanking other people, which is important, but it's you that does it. It's you that gets up every day and makes the decisions that you make. So you need to thank yourself for everything that you've gone through for you. Don't overlook that fact.
I love that. Yeah. And I would say, even though that we are here to gather and celebrate, us being authors and the publication of the book, it's bigger than us. It's not, yes, we shared our story, but we are sharing our story in hopes that you'll share yours and, take what we have in this book, take it or leave it, or maybe something resonates. But we are so grateful for the journey that we are on, and we know how impactful and transformative it has been. And again, but it's not about us. It's showing you what's possible. It's showing you that we are special. We're so special, Kylie, but we aren't special. We're nothing special. Anybody can do this work. And exactly how Kylie put it, you have to make that decision to want to change. We can give you all the tips in the world, but it's you're going to be the one who has to pick up that book. You're going to be the one who has to look at the exercises and go through the words and, make that mean something for yourself, to put your transformation into progress, put it into motion. So it's about you. This book is to you. We say in the book that it's dedicated to our 20-year-old selves. It's dedicated really to anybody who's feeling like they're struggling, feeling like they're having a hard time. This book is for you, and it's all about you. And we're just here to guide you. And I hope that it resonates.
I love that. I love that. I love everything that you both are doing, that you share so openly, that you share so vulnerably, that you don't leave anything off the table, that you share the walk that you've gone through. Each of you have done something that was extraordinary. I know that Kristy, you chose to not do the medication aspect of things. And that was a personal choice for you. And Kylie, you chose medication. And both of you give such an interesting perspective in regards to each of those decisions as to why you went the way you went. And I think that your book helps people to really begin to look and see which is right for me. And I honestly wish that I would have had your book when I was going through my struggle, because it is one of those things when somebody will give you the indication that you need to be on medication, but you know your heart and your mind is saying, no, I don't think I want to be on medication. And you end up experiencing things that are not as comfortable as what you would like them to be. And so your book opens up for everyone the opportunity to take that choice, make that decision, create the time for them, the space for them to be able to say, is that right for me? And feel into whether or not they want to move forward with something that somebody has said to them, or something that they feel they need to go towards. This is such a personal journey for everyone, and it is so important to be able to make the decision that is to each of us a personal decision. So I know that neither one of you are touting yourselves as medical experts or any of that sort of thing. And so everything that is in Kylie and Kristy's book is, of course, encouraging you to first and foremost check in with your specific care provider to make sure that the journey that you are going to move on to for your mental health and your care and your self-care is going to be the one that is specifically for you and that is safe for you. But there is so much wisdom and so many exercises and insights and activities in your book, Kylie and Kristy, that is going to really help people. Everything from meditation to yoga to nutrition, everything that everyone needs is going to be there. So it is one of those things, it's a journey that everyone can look at and take in their own accord. But obviously, you want to be sure that your doctor, your caregiver, is behind you 100%, and that you are taking care of you and of everything that needs to be taken care of in regards to your own mental health and your wellness. So anyway, what we are about to do now is celebrate these two beautiful authors. Thank you so much, Kylie, Kristy, for getting your book out there, for sending your message out there, for sharing and being so vulnerable and open and letting everyone know that a mental health journey is an important journey for each and every one of us to do as it fits each of us. And you have given a number of exercises and insights and all of that wonderful stuff. So in closing, before we raise a glass to each of you and celebrate each of you in the publication of your new book. Is there something you'd like to share as a special, and I know I didn't ask this of you previously, so this is sort of maybe a bit of a blind side. Is there a tip that you would really love listeners to receive from you that could help them in their journey forward?
Yeah, one thing that I talk about in one of my chapters is just becoming aware and start observing how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you respond to others. And you'll notice where your energy's at. And that's just a great starting point, because you can see that, okay, maybe it doesn't have to be like this. Maybe I can shift this energy, and it gives you a little bit more power back. It puts you back in control. And that's really empowering, especially in those moments of complete and utter darkness and you can't see past that brick wall.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kristy.
Thank you.
Kylie.
It's just funny to me because mine would be sleep, which is a little bit more practical, and it just shows how we balance each other out. So I think you're not gonna be able to do anything if you're not getting the right amount of sleep. You don't want to be undersleeping, but you also don't want to be oversleeping, which is easy to do when you have depression. So typically experts will recommend between 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night, but that might change based off of your own personal needs. So really being in tune with yourself and how much sleep you need will help you to be able to get through each day with a bit of a clearer mindset.
Amazing. Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing those. Those are definitely going to be go-tos for a lot of individuals, but also hopefully your book is going to be a go-to for them as well. So again, everyone, their book, Kristy, Haigh, and Kylie Beaudry, Becoming a Butterfly. It's available on Amazon right now, and it is currently in Kindle, and it will be in paperback very shortly. You'll want to receive the paperback because it has a lot of content that the ebook itself does not hold. So please make sure that you grab your copy, and absolutely, if you are enjoying the book, please leave a review. That is so important to getting Kylie and Kristy's book up there and out there and moving it forward in Amazon. So for now, let us raise a glass to the authors. You may open your mics, everyone, and congratulate Kristy and Kylie on the amazing book that they have just published and shared with the world. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Congratulations!
I'm so proud.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, for being a part of this book launch. And Kristy and Kylie, thank you so much for sending your work out. Oh, I love it. I love it, Jackie. Thank you. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. It is such a pleasure to introduce Kylie and Kristy to our viewing audience. And please take the opportunity to check out their book on Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon UK, or any of the Amazon stores that are in your current location. Their book is available, and their publication in regards to paperback is going to be coming out soon. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for being a part of this beautiful opportunity to share and to celebrate Kristy and Kylie and their book going forward.
Yay!
Thank you. Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Thank you. So good.
Any last words, Kylie and Kristy?
Just so grateful. So much gratitude.
Yeah, I just like to say, rock on, superstar.
Yeah.
I'd like to say
Okay.
congratulations, you bestsellers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Woo.
Very good. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this particular book launch here at Carnelian Moon Publishing. I am your host, Judith Richardson Schroeder, and I cannot wait to introduce you to another author very soon. Until then, please enjoy this video with Kylie and Kristy and their new book, Becoming a Butterfly. Thank you, all of you beautiful guests, for being here. Thank you, all of you people out there in Facebook and Zoom land, for viewing our information. And we shall see you all again very soon. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye for now.